Hi everyone. I had a request to do a video, my first kind of truly requested video. So keep those coming in if you have things you want me to cover. I'm happy to do it. So today we're going to be talking just 100% purely about tagging in the CTS wardrobe, and some thoughts on how to do it, and some practical advice on how to do it as well. So the title of this video is going to be the 3 rules of tagging in the CTS wardrobe. And we'll talk about each of these 3 as we go through today. But the 3 rules, or at least in my opinion, are number 1, make it your own. We'll talk about that as we go through, but the general idea is that there's no wrong way or right way to tag. There's just your way to tag. So do it how it makes sense to you. The Shared Wardrobe website is a great resource to see how other people do it and to get ideas and to think about how you want to best organize your stuff. But at the end of the day, you want to choose what works best for you. Tag rule number 2 is to tag slow and low. And by that, I mean you're better off, in my opinion, starting off with a smaller set of tags and letting it grow as you add more items into your wardrobe than trying to add lots and lots and lots of tags right after the get-go. And the reason for this is that a lot of times you have sort of grand ideas about how you want the wardrobe to work, and you have grand ideas about how everything wants to come together, but sometimes you just don't have sort of the big picture when you're just getting started. So when you are getting started, take it slow, add a few tags, and then add more, and really think about how you want to use the tags before you add them into items. And then rule number 3 is going to be always be consistent. So the worst thing you can have happen is, in my opinion, is to have a bunch of tags in your wardrobe which are basically the same thing said in different ways, or an issue I often used to have when I used email to get my items into wardrobe was typos. I would have the same tag 3 or 4 different times because I would have included misspellings of it. So you want to be very consistent with your tagging so that you're always applying the same tags to the same types of items. So when you pull up a tag, you know you're getting everything that makes that up. Okay, so those are the 3 rules that I'm going to be using as a guideline for tagging today. And I've got a couple of items that I've just uploaded to my wardrobe, and I just need to go ahead and get the tags into place. So we'll use this as an example of how to tag in the wardrobe. And before we're done, I'll actually jump back into Second Life, and we will upload an image to wardrobe via email, and you can see how to tag that way as well. But once you get the basics of tagging down, it doesn't really matter how you do it during the upload. You just want to make sure it gets done. So you've seen me upload things from my hard drive before. I've got an image here, a vendor image that I've prepared for a top and shorts from Rebel Hope at Famished this month. And we're going to go ahead and talk about how to tag things. So on this line here, we have our title, and then we have our tags line. And there are 2 types of tags that you can include in your tagline. I'll call them single tags and nested tags. So let's talk about single tags first. So single tags are tags that are going to be standalone. They'll stand on their own. My most common single tag that I use is actually the store name. So I'll come down here and I'll choose Rebel Hope. Now, why do I put the tilde in front of this? Well, I put the tilde in front of this because I want all of my store names. Where are they? Let's see here. Let me close this down. I want all of my store names to be grouped together. So I collapse all my tags down here. These 2 buttons up here allow you to collapse and expand all the different tag groups you have. And because I've used the tilde, all of my store names are all together in one place. So if I want to look through them to find something, like for example here I've got 2 tags of Devious Mind. This is a good example of not being consistent. if I want to look through all of them, they're all right here. Okay. So this is a single tag. Notice there's no hierarchy to these. They just exist, each one on the same level, all on their own. And that's a good example of single tags. Another good example in my tagging system of single tags are the colors that I use. So all of my colors go in curly brackets, and you can see all of those there. So for example, if I was going to do the top here, it's a white top, so I could tag it with white. Okay, so again, these are single tags, and they stand on their own. So then what are nested tags? So nested tags are tags that have hierarchy and structure to them. So I'm going to come up here to my B's, and if I look underneath B, I've got this tag group here called body. And if I extend out body, I've got all the different mesh bodies that I might tag things to. Okay, and these are nested tags. So basically what I've done is I've typed in body and then a slash. And there are two characters you can use to do this. You can either type the slash, or you can type two forward arrows like that, or two forward carets like that. So I'm going to go ahead and keep it with a slash. So body, and then I type in Freya, for example, and body / Isis. And I've put some clues into the title of the file that I've uploaded here as to which bodies this works for. It works with Hourglass, and it works with Physique, and Lara as well. Okay, so these are nested tags, and you can actually have more than one layer of nested tags. So let's take a look at bottoms, for example. So I've got some shorts in here too. Okay, and so I've got a tag called bottoms, and underneath that I have a tag called shorts. And notice that it's also got a plus sign. And so I've actually further sub-designed my shorts with denim, high waist, and another one where it's shorts, just so that they're all in there. Okay, so I'm actually tagging the top right here, so I won't put the shorts one in. But if I come down here and look at my tops tag, you can see that these all just have one level. Okay, so those are the two types of tags. Okay, and it becomes very easy then to go through and find things with the nested tags. One other thing that people do is they sometimes create what looks like nested tags, but they're actually single tags. So rather than use the slash, they'll actually put in something like top : halter top, something like that. Okay, when this gets saved, it's actually, the colon is not one of the separators that will create these sort of nested tags where you actually get different layers, but it allows people to visualize that there's a difference between this top and another top, for example. Okay, so two types of tags: single tags and nested tags that you can include when you're filing stuff. I'm going to go ahead and put my top in here. Actually, I guess we will go ahead and for now I'll go ahead and put this in the halter top category. Okay, so let me go ahead and clear the rest of this out here. This is the Sherry mesh top, and I'll go ahead and submit that quick. Okay, so now let me come back over here to today, and we've done a few other things, but here's my top, and here are all my tags. And if I come in and I look under a particular tag, let's say white, and pull up everything that's white, somewhere in here will be the the shirt that I just uploaded. Not surprising, I have lots of white things. Okay. If I come over here to the side and I open up the body Freya tag, okay, it starts to show my body Freya stuff there. Okay, and I can come to my colors and I can add in white. And you'll notice up here on this bar for selected tags, it now shows both the two tags that I have chosen. Okay, and you can choose whether or not you want the items that match this to be items that match all of the tags or any of the tags. So if I choose any of the tags, it'll be anything that matches the Freya body and white. If I choose any would be Freya body or white, and all would be Freya body and white. All right, so I got those. Now let's go ahead and add in my top tag. And I put that under the halter top, so I'll go ahead and do that. And so now I have it set to all, so it has to match all three of these: body Freya, white, and halter top. So this right here then shows all of the different tops that I have that match all three of those categories. Okay? And that's the power of tagging. And when you're thinking of tagging things, this is what you want to be thinking of. You want to be thinking of, how can I go through my tags and add more and more tags so that I can change 3,077 items or 20,000 items or however many you have down to just the 3 that let me choose what I want to wear today. And that's really where the power of tagging comes in. If I wanted to see my things that work with this body and this top type, but I didn't care about the color, I can just take that away and it changes. And I can take this away, and it changes. I can take this away. So that's why we tag. And every item that you put into Wardrobe really needs to have at least one tag. And the reason for that is that it's very difficult. You'll see there's no item in here that shows untagged or talks about things not being tagged. And so when you're doing that, you want to be very careful to make sure that it at least gets one tag, because otherwise it's very difficult to find things. All you can do is search up here by the name to find them. Okay, next, let's take a look at one thing that we can do that we haven't really looked at yet, and that is bulk editing of tags. Alright, so I've got a whole bunch of items here, and this is not a perfect example because of the way there's some things here that don't quite match up with this. But if you have a set of tags or a set of items, actually let's do it like this. Let's go ahead and type in here Sherry Mesh Top and do a search. Clear that out. There we go. All right. So now I've got just my mesh top. All right. Let's say that I had not just one, but maybe a few different items here that I wanted to add or change tags on all at once. Okay. What you do is you bring up the items that you want to change. So in this case, I'm just going to change this one. I'm going to go to Tools, and I'm going to choose Multi-Edit. And when you're in the multi-edit here, you can choose to either replace tags. Okay, so you're basically going to replace all the tags that are there with something new, or append tags. Okay, so let's say that I wanted to add a tag to this, and I want to add a tag because I got this at an event, and it was famished, and it was in August of 16. Okay, so I want to go ahead and add this tag. And let's say that I actually had gotten a number of items that I wanted to add tag that way. I could add all of them. I'll show you that actually with a better example here in a minute. But go ahead and choose OK. It prompts you, are you sure you want to do this? Choose OK. And it's now appended that tag to here. But let's do this. Let's go ahead and clear this all out here. And let me look back at today. So I've got these flowers from Heart. And pretty much all of these flowers come from famished, okay? For the most part. But they don't all do it, but we'll go ahead and use this as an example. So let's say I wanted to go ahead and add a tag to all of these flowers. I'm going to append a tag to all of these flowers that was from events and famished. But because they're not all from August, I'll go ahead and just make it a 2-layer tag. Okay, choose OK. And now it comes up and says, are you sure you want to update all 10 items? So if I click on OK, it's going to add this tag, events famished, to all of these items. I'm going to go ahead and cancel that because I really actually don't want to do it. But you can see there that you can very easily and very quickly go in and change tags on things. And you can do other things there as well in this multi-edit tool. So I can do remarks and subfolders and the access level, etc. Okay, so that's a quick look at some of the tagging options and how they work in the wardrobe. And if you look through, like I said, the Shared Wardrobes website, you can look at how a lot of different people go through and tag things. And I think you will find that tagging is something that is always a bit in flux. You will come up with something you want to do for tagging on your first day, and you will find that it will change and morph and expand as time goes on. But like I said, what you really, really want to be sure you're doing is making it your own. You don't have to just copy what other people do. Do what seems to work best for you, and don't be afraid to change it over time. Like I said, tag it low and tag it slow. So don't necessarily try to add 100 tags right from the beginning. Start slow with it. Figure out how it works. Get some items into your wardrobe and start clicking around through those tags, and then ask yourself, what am I missing? What would be useful here? Maybe initially you don't include colors, but eventually you do because colors become something that is useful. Okay? And then, like I said, always be consistent in your tagging. And that actually brings up, let me cover one other quick thing here, because I think that this is another item that is something that people will want to know about. So let me go down here to my store tags, because we saw in here that I had 2 tags for Devious Mind. One that has a capital D and one that doesn't have a capital D. And I think the store name actually has the lowercase d at the beginning. So I want to go ahead and edit this one with the capital D here. And I want to change it to a lowercase d. So if I hover over a tag, it's got a star, which allows me to mark it as a favorite. If I mark a tag as a favorite, it's going to show up here at the top, which just allows me to get to them quickly. Okay. And to remove them, you just click the X's. Okay. It's got a delete item. Once you delete a tag, it is gone. Don't hit that by mistake. But it's also got this pencil, which allows me to edit this tag. So it pops up and it says, what do you want to change it to? Now I could change it to something entirely different. Maybe I want to change my symbol at the front. Actually, I used to use an @ sign for @DeviousMind. I was trying to be clever, but the @ symbol put everything up at the top, and I liked them more at the bottom. But in this case, all I want to do is change this big D to a little d, and I'll choose OK. Now let's look here in my list. I come up and I go back to the D's, and look at that. It looks like I have 2 tags now that are exactly the same. Okay? And the reason for that is that this web page has updated this tag, but it doesn't know to update the whole page yet. So I'm going to go ahead and click on refresh. Because what a lot of people will do is they'll see the duplicate and say, well, I didn't want a duplicate, and they'll delete one of them, and that actually deletes the tags, and that's bad. So I clicked refresh, and now notice that I just have 1 Devious Mind. Alright, so you can go in and very quickly update tags here to meet your needs. Okay? And again, you can tag absolutely anything. Color, store, clothing type. The wardrobe can hold anything. It can hold HUDs and textures, and so you can include any sorts of tags that make sense to you. Okay, so let's jump back over here to Second Life quick, and let's see here if we can't find. I'm going to put this on Do Not Disturb quick. Alright. Let's see if we can't find something that we can upload through email. Actually, you know what we'll do? We'll just go ahead and save this outfit, and that will work. So I'm going to go ahead and go to my studio. And we'll walk right over here. Because I haven't saved this outfit yet, so this will be a good example. And I'll come to where I take my photos. You could use your pose stand for this, but I just tend to use my HUD to pose. And let me adjust my win light quick. my preference for win light, and again, you always can choose your own. My preference is the Strawberry Sing close-up. Okay, and I'm just going to go ahead and do this really fast. And so let me go ahead and get that, and I'm going to save it to disk, and at 512 by 512. Again, I always save mine as square. Line this up a little bit better. There we go. And a little bit more. There we go. Alright, so that's nice and centered now. Alright, so I can go ahead and, oops, I don't want to send it that way. I want to send it via email. Okay, so I've got my wardrobe addresses already there. Let me go ahead and change this. I'm so used to saving it to disk that I forgot to do it. Okay, so when you're uploading via email, the subject line here is going to be what you want to call it. And so this is going to be August 26, Laura Base. And I always have started to include now my avatar rendering cost, which is down here, and it says my avatar rendering cost is about 86,000. I'll put 86K ARC. And I'm only doing that just so that I kind of have a sense for what outfits are costing me in terms of rendering cost, because with the Jelly Dolls feature that is important. Okay. Now, the first line in the body of the message is going to be your tags. And I tag my, if we can just jump over here, because the disadvantage of doing your tags here, of course, is that you don't get a preview. You don't get that that auto preview of your tags. You have to know what they are. Okay, so if you come over here and look, I tag my saved outfits like this. So they start with an exclamation point saved outfits, and then they're nested tags. So I put in a little bit about what they are. If it's a Lara base, I'll include Lara. If it's a dress, I include dress. So we're going to do that. So it's like this. Okay, saved outfits / Lara. And when you're doing it here, you want to put a comma between your tags. Saved outfits / dress. Okay, and that's all I need to do. Okay, got that. Picture is ready. Name is ready. I'm going to go ahead and copy that, and I'll send that in. Done. And I'm going to come over here to my RLV folder while I'm thinking about it, and Dolly dress up for August. New folder. There's my name. And I'll come up here to my current outfit, and I'm just going to go ahead and grab all the pieces of this that are unique. And it looks like I didn't do too much here, although I do have some plier underwear on, but I'll leave that off for now. I'll copy those two and just paste them here. Okay, and let's just switch back over to our wardrobe. I'm going to go ahead and refresh it, because otherwise it won't know that that email has arrived. And I'll look at today, and here's the item we just uploaded, and you can see that it matches the tags that I typed in with the tags that are in my wardrobe. Okay, so I think that's tagging. This was a little longer than I wanted it to be, but there's, it's one of those things. There's lots to talk about, and there's always seems to be another thing we can talk about with wardrobe. But hopefully you find this useful, and it gives you some insight into how to tag and some thoughts about the best way to tag. If you are looking for samples, and I'll include these links in the video description, 2 places you can look. Like I said, the Shared Wardrobes website has lots and lots of wardrobes. Like, there are over 30 wardrobes now. You can go in and see how other people are doing their tags. And then also the wardrobe wiki. Blondie, who most people will probably know from the support chat, has uploaded her method for tagging, and she uses all single tags throughout hers, but they have the colon to kind of give it a nested appearance. So it's a good way to get just another sense for how tags work in the system. I hope you found this video useful. If you did, make sure to like and subscribe to my channel. And if you do have suggestions for videos you'd like me to make, please let me know either in the comments on the video or by just sending me a message in World, and I will try and add it to the rotation. Until next time, thanks for watching.